welcome one and all on the road for round one of the Division III playoffs. Jackie Bessler along with Kyle Benedict down here at Verrado High School. The Verrado Vipers, in fact, 10-year-old school, and Coach Wallstrom has been the head coach for the last 5 years. Approximately 200th Avenue and Indian School down in the Buckeye area. Not too bad coming down the 303 out here today. We want to welcome everybody. It is a gorgeous evening. It's going to be a beautiful night for football here. The field is low. The grass is cut low. Both of these teams are built on speed, and unlike Prescott last week, Kyle, where the grass was a good 4 or 5 inches tall, no, here tonight it is cut low. I've seen fairways that haven't been this low.
Yeah, well, last week, we had some of that wet weather beforehand, so the field was a little bit soggy over there at Prescott. As you mentioned, the grass they let it grow a little bit, but here, nice short grass. Going to have a lot of speed on both sides of the ball. The weather you mentioned, beautiful. Around kickoff, we're looking at 65 degrees, no wind at all, so a big difference from what we saw last week.
Number 7, in fact, the Verrado Vipers' first home football playoff game in school history, hosting the number 10 Mingus Marauders here tonight. Verrado comes in 8-1. The Mingus Marauders 9-1. And earlier in the season, actually, Verrado had a game scheduled with Sabino that was actually canceled due to lightning. That's why they played 9 this season instead of 10. We'll see. Obviously, it didn't hurt them that much in power points as they stayed in the top half of the bracket.
No, really. I mean, you look at down their schedule. They've been playing great this season. You mentioned last 5 years under a new coach. They've been playing really well. Second season in a row making it to the playoffs. And really, I mean, 8-1 on a season, playing great football. Looking at these two teams, comparing them, really close together. The offense for the Vipers really balanced. We'll get into that later, but should be a really, really fun one here tonight. Great way to start off the playoffs.
Where's your poppy?
My poppy. Oh, I forgot to put it on.
Oh, man, you forgot your puppy. Don't forget, Veterans Day is coming up on the 11th of November, and got my poppy early, and hopefully you will support those veteran groups that are out there that you will see about this time in November. We're going to take a break here from Verrado High School, get into our Vinny's pregame report, tell you about the bracket, tell you about the playoffs, tell you about last year's playoffs, and the matchup between these teams. You're going to want to stick around for it. We'll return to Verrado High School after this.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at reesestire.com.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips, with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Texaco fuel with your Safeway Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to pick up those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here.
With something for everyone.
At the Suzy Q Market. Remember, please shop local first.
Go Marauders!
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Welcome to the Vinny's Pizza pregame report. Call Vinny's now at 646-3333 and have pasta, subs, or a specialty pizza delivered right away. Don't forget the garlic knots and wings. Now let's head back live to the press box for Jackie and Kyle.
Round one of the AIA Division III playoff starts right here for the Mingus Marauders. The Marauders taking on the Verrado Vipers. And last year, you had made mention playoff twice in a row for the Vipers. Last year, they in round one ended up losing to Canyon del Oro a score of 38-21. Interesting, last year's Division III state champion is now in Division II and actually favored to win the whole thing. Will be coming back to what will be 4A football next year, and that would be Scottsdale Saguaro. So that'll be interesting. 8 returners to playoffs. 5 playoff teams last year went up to Division II this year, and only 3 newcomers, the Mingus Marauders being one of them. Returning to the playoffs this year is going to be Catalina Foothills. Bradshaw Mountain with a win over Maricopa, able to secure a number 12 spot. They will go on and take on Arcadia in the first round. Desert Edge, last week's opponent to Verrado, very strong team. They return to the playoffs. Tempe, as the section winner, will draw Paradise Valley, number 1 in the first round. Cactus and Sunrise Mountain will match up again this year as you take a look at the bottom part of the bracket. Fairfax and Desert Edge, Cesar Chavez versus Sabino, who comes in number 6. Mingus and Verrado, of course, and Cactus taking on Sunrise Mountain, number 2. And that'll be an interesting one because Cactus lost horribly in the last game of the season for the section championship to Sunrise Mountain. They turned around and played in the first round of the playoffs. In fact, they played in the first round of the playoffs last year, and Cactus won that one. So Sunrise Mountain looked for a little bit of payback.
Yeah, well, playing them for a second time around, anything can happen. I mean, really, it's playoff football. So you have teams, even if you matched up earlier in the season, heightened level of play, intensity, whatnot, is playoff football. Everything else before this wiped off the table.
I was certain the way the bracket was looking, we were going to end up at Cibola in Yuma. Yeah. That falls to Catalina Foothills, who comes from Tucson. So, yeah, not much better for them. Bradshaw and Arcadia, Vista Grande versus number 4 Sunny Slope. And that kind of rounds out the 16 teams in this year's playoffs. It'll be an interesting battle as the Mingus Marauders will try to fight their way through it. Whoever wins this game will take on the victor of Cactus and Sunrise Mountain. Sunrise Mountain, a touchdown or 2 favorite, according to some, over Cactus here tonight. Others have said that for this particular game, that Verrado has been favored by as much as 7 points.
Well, it should be a good 7 points. I think really that could go either way. 7 points in Mingus' favor or Verrado's. But again, you compare these two teams, they're very, very evenly matched on paper. Verrado gets the nod because they're here at home, so that might be why they got that 7-point advantage there. But you got to play the game. That's why we play the game.
We're going to get into the way the teams match up. They are very evenly matched across the board, offensively, defensively, etc., where one has a strength, the other has a weakness just a little bit. But there is only one way that this goes. Okay, Vinny's. Mondays, spaghetti and meatballs, plus the half order of garlic cheese bread and a 16-ounce fountain drink, just $8.99. The only way that goes is down. That a phenomenal deal. I love their subs. We want to say hello to our friends at Vinny's listening back in Cottonwood, and also want to say a big to-do and hello to the newest of Vinny's. We passed them on the way here, Kyle. 8960 West Bell Road in Peoria, and the boys have branched out and franchised off onto their own. And for those watching Verde Valley TV, you've got Doug sitting right there and brother Nick joining forces for that location, now open on Bell Road. We want to thank Vinny's for sponsoring our pregame report out here today. As we take a look at how these teams got here, interesting. Oh, see, now you've got a puppy and I don't.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you
now
called me out on it, I got to put it on.
I know, and mine slipped behind my tie. What's up with that? Mingus, one of the best games that I have seen them play all season long, a 27-6 victory over the Prescott Badgers, holding the Badgers to under 140 yards. And Mingus had over 330 yards rushing, -2 yards passing, but still these long drawn-out drives, able to control the ball, and Prescott's whole ability to control the pace of the game was thrown off.
Yeah, I mean, going into halftime, it was only 1.7-0 at halftime in Mingus' favor. Coming out, it's a really close game to start the second half. Mingus strikes early. They get on the board with a drive that pretty much took up the entire field. Once they got ahead, they did exactly what you said, Jackie, just chipped away with that running offense that they just do so well, keeping the ball on the ground, picking up 5 yards here, 4 yards there, and just that clock kept moving the entire second half. And the big player of the game for us, we picked a couple there, but on offense, it was the entire offensive line, because that second half, they were able to keep the Marauders offense just chugging along downfield, keeping that clock rolling and leading to a victory.
Controlled the clock during the course of the game. It was 7-0 at halftime. So Mingus really poured it on in the second half right from the get-go, right from the kickoff, and was able to control. Mingus was the one that had the takeaways. Yep. Prescott struggled with a couple of an interception and a couple of fumbles. Mingus, ball was bouncing their way. When the ball did hit the turf, we got it back. So everything was going Mingus's way. Last week, Verrado struggled against the Desert Edge Scorpions. Preseason polls had Desert Edge like number 1+. I mean, if there was an A+, they were on top of Division 3. They've got 2 losses this year. One is to Chaparral, who's going to playoffs in Division 1. You know, they played some extremely tough teams. Desert Edge at halftime was winning by a score of 21-9 at the third quarter versus the Verrado team here last week. They're already up 42-9. Verrado was able to come back with 14 points here in the fourth quarter, making it a 49-23 score. And in this particular game last week, Desert Edge 127 yards on the in the air, 428 yards on the ground against this Verrado squad.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of a little lopsided there on their offensive statistics, but really, if you look at kind of the entire season for them, this is a really well-balanced offense. That's a tough opponent there in Desert Edge. Preseason ranked number 1 above everyone else. They're now 3 going into the playoffs, but and really they only dropped 2 spots because of their schedule. I mean, a very, very difficult schedule for Desert Edge, but a tough game and a tough opponent for Verrado, but they're able to do it on the ground, and we'll see how they come out tonight. I mean, you look at their total yardage, and it's a really balanced offense, which is going to make it difficult for Mingus Marauders on defense, but we've seen them play other offenses that are somewhat balanced, and they show up and they perform.
Well, they've got a weapon back. Verrado does. The Vipers do. We're going to tell you more about it as the Vinny's pregame report continues right after this.
Taylor Waste has been voted the #1 residential garbage service 12 years in a row in Cottonwood and 8 years in a row in Sedona.
Why? Because Taylor Waste always offers dependable and efficient garbage service and clean, eco-friendly curbside recycling and positive customer service.
Taylor Waste offers a separate recycling container, and our recycling program is clean rather than commingled with garbage.
To start service, call your locally owned Taylor Waste, dedicated to providing service tailored to your needs.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. If you're on the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find their selection extensive and their sales team professional and courteous. You can also count on excellent after-sales service. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet on Highway 260 next to Walmart in Cottonwood.
At Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, we believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today.
Hi, I'm Matt Oxendale. I offer solutions to the everyday problems that keep most people stuck in a car they hate. Hey guys.
Hey Matt. Last time we were here to buy a car, my wife and I could shop on the lot while our kids were in the play area and watched after. It's for our family and also for our business. And they've always been able to find exactly what we've been looking for.
Oxendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep, a dealer for the people.
America's most innovative off-road vehicles are all on sale during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. Get our biggest rebate ever on Razor XP 1000. Save $1,000 on remaining 2015s while they last. Get our lowest price ever on Ace 4x4. This all-new off-road experience is just $64.99 after rebate. Get the year's best deals during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Visit Cottonwood Motorsports at Route 260 and Western Drive.
You'll get more miles for your money at Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros. It starts with matching the right tire for you, your vehicle, and driving habits. And continues with expert brake, alignment, and warranty services to extend the life and performance of your vehicle. And to serve you better, we now offer King Cobra custom exhaust systems. Find out more about our nationwide warranty at Reese'sTire.com.
Back here at Verrado, and some fans are wondering whether or not these teams have ever seen each other. Well, I know these athletes have seen each other because back in April of last year, Mingus hosting a playoff game at Mingus for baseball. And the Verrado Vipers came up to play the Mingus Marauders, and the winner got to go on to the double elimination round for the baseball playoffs for Division II. And Mingus took a 7-4 lead into the top of the 7th inning. Verrado did not say die, scored 7 runs against Mingus in the top of the 7th. Yep, absolutely.
Wow.
To take the lead back. Mingus then in the bottom of the 7th scored 5 to win. Final with a walk-off hit by Tristan Clark to send the Mingus Marauders further into the baseball playoffs.
Wow.
So, do these schools know each other recently? Yes.
Wow, what an exciting game that must have been. I mean, really, you got to think, even though it's different sports, you have baseball players, I'm sure, on this Verrado Vipers team here for football, but, they haven't forgotten about that loss.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Fight all the way back on the road, playing at Mingus, scoring 7, and then Mingus ends up putting up 5 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Yeah, they didn't forget that one.
I imagine both these squads on the football field are going to be just as equally matched as the baseball teams were. I think these athletic squads just in general will match up well. Hey, check it out. The Verrado Vipers come into tonight 8-1 versus teams that are 38-52. They have 2 shutouts. Mingus is 9-1 against teams that are 40-60 with 3 shutouts.
Wow.
Mingus is 2-0 versus winning record teams. The Vipers are 2-1 versus winning record teams. Verrado 0-1 versus playoff teams. Mingus 1-0 off versus playoff teams. Verrado losing to Desert Edge. Mingus beating Bradshaw number 12. These teams are almost identical with the kind of schedules and the records they have played, and it goes beyond that into the stats even.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you love to see here, especially in playoff football round 1. But we talked about Verrado's offense and being a really well-balanced offense. I mean, this season on the ground they have 1,258 rushing yards. You see Lathan Lax right there. He is their quarterback under center for them. He has just over 1,800 yards on the season, 19 touchdowns in the air for Lax, 4 interceptions. He's 107 for 189 in the air. James James right there receiving. That's Xavier James, the guy who you mentioned, Jackie, was injured. He's back tonight. 22 receptions this season for 624 yards. He's averaging 28 a reception, I believe that is, with 9 touchdowns. But there it is at the bottom of your screen there, that balanced offense on the ground, 1,212 rushing yards this season, 1,904 passing yards, a total of just over 3,100 yards. So a very, very balanced offense and an effective offense for the Verrado Vipers, and we're going to see that here, I can imagine, tonight again.
Most likely we are going to see an aerial attack, and James is definitely a force that's going to have to be reckoned with for the Mingus Marauders secondary. Now, you look at the Marauders, they've got 548 yards passing the ball, led by quarterback Jordan Upham, 21 of 44, 477 yards on the season, and 6 touchdowns and 1 interception. Pfeiffer on the ground has 620 yards, but check this out, rushing. Mingus 3,262 rushing yards, averaging better than 320 yards per game on the ground. In fact, Mingus with over 3,800 yards total for the Marauders. Also running the ball for Mingus, Upham has got 776 rushing yards on the season. Accurso 505. Clark has 544. So Mingus definitely spreads it around a little bit. And as you start to look at and compare these squads, it is really interesting how they match up. Mingus actually does a better job defensively so far than Verrado has. Mingus defensively has only been giving up 11.2 yards per game against opponents.
Yeah, wow. I mean, especially this all season, really, but this second half especially, the Marauders on defense have just been amazing. They've given up a total of 199 yards per game, okay? So that's per game total, 1,151 yards on the ground they've given up this season, 840 in the air. But really, you mentioned, Jackie, they're averaging 2.3 takeaways per game. So that's really where they have been able to kind of, if their offense has been struggling, the defense has really been able to keep them in the games and getting them the ball back. They have 23 total takeaways this season. Verrado, they've given up 310 yards per game this season, a total of just over 1,300 yards on the ground, 1,422 yards in the air, and really 3 takeaways a game. So it's a very evenly matched game, but the defense of the Marauders has been what's been really impressive this year.
The defense has definitely kept the Mingus Marauders in a lot of ball games here this year. 3 shutouts on the season, a phenomenal, stellar performance against Prescott last week. We look at the Verrado Vipers coming out of the locker room, surrounded by the band. They're going to run through the cheerleaders out here in Buckeye, Northern Buckeye, and they'll be out in their gold helmets and black uniforms. Mingus will be in the red pants and the away white coming in here tonight. Mingus comes into this evening with 9 games with 300-plus rushing yards, only 3 games with 100 or more passing yards on the season. Mingus has a turnover ratio of positive 15. However, advantage goes to Verrado. They've got a turnover ratio of positive 21 coming into tonight's ball game. However, Mingus also on special teams, while the Verrado Vipers have more return yards, Mingus with Meyer on the field, Meyer is actually listed as the second-ranked punter in all of Arizona football, which I think is quite impressive with his average of over 45 yards per punt. Not only that, on the season, he's also got 7 out of 8 field goals, has 32 out of 35 extra points. So Meyer has been a absolutely phenomenal weapon. We saw it last week at Prescott as the Mingus Marauders come out on the field as well here at Verrado High School. What a weapon it was to keep Prescott at their own goal line, or at least within their own 10.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge, really. I mean, we talked about kind of that slow start for both teams offensively. Being able to just pin the opposing offense back in their own zone is huge. He has 12 touchbacks coming into tonight. So really, he's just been playing unbelievable. You mentioned 35 for 39 with extra points. Field goal 7 for 8. I think his longest was 42. So just a huge year for Meyer.
We're going to take a break here from Verrado High School. When we return, we're going to take a look at youth football. The tournament's coming up. We'll tell you all about it when we come back to the Vinny's pregame report after this.
The Suzy Q Market is the most convenient stop for road trips, with 1,500 beverage selections and plenty of snacks. And save on Texaco fuel with your Safeway Rewards card. The Suzy Q drive-thru window is the most convenient way to pick up those essentials on the way home.
Road trips start here.
With something for everyone.
At the Suzy Q Market. Remember, please shop local first.
Go Marauders!
Since 1993, Rice Accounting has been assisting Verde Valley residents with their tax returns. A proud part of the National Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, Rice Accounting can prepare all state and federal returns. They can file electronically or prepare paper returns. They're open year-round to assist you with personal and business taxes, quarterlies, payroll, and account services.
Please come on in to Rice Accounting Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We're open year-round for all of your taxing needs. Thank you.
This has been the Vinny's New York Chef Pizza pregame report. Order for pickup or delivery tonight. The number 646-3333. We'll return for kickoff right after this.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout.
Here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Back here at Verrado High School, the captain's out on the team, or no, on the middle of the field. There we go, shaking hands, getting ready for our coin flip out here. Division 3, round 1 at the AIA playoffs. Arizona Interscholastic Association. We want to thank Vinny's, and of course you can place your order and probably have it in time for halftime. 646-3333, that spells feed. 646-3333. Hey, let's take a look at the youth football coming up, because Youth Football Championship Day is slated for November 7th, and it looks like Mingus has won the toss and will defer, and we'll get the ball first in the second half. But the upcoming Youth Football Championships will be recorded on the 7th and played back. And in the Majors Division, Prescott versus Wickenburg. In the Minors Division, the Colts and the Wranglers from Wickenburg will go up for the championship game. Third place game, Cottonwood Bears and Chino Cougars. In the Mighty Mites division, it's going to be the Lobos versus the Baghdad Razors for championship rights, and the Marauders, the Cottonwood Marauders from the Mighty Mites versus the Chino Cougars. So Chino in two different one, Wickenburg in two different one. We've got Mingus, you got Cottonwood teams in 4 different games going on during the course of championship game. You can watch all of those all month long, well, at least for a couple of weeks, on Verde Valley TV, which is Cable 1, Channel 56, and Suddenlink Channel 2. And glad to have you along, both on television and on radio with KYBC. We also want to thank Pawn Palace. That's how you get us on our radio. That's right. You can go to the myradioplace.com and get the app powered by Pawn Palace, and you can listen to Mingus Marauder football right on your smartphone.
Wow, man, you just can't. There's no excuse to really miss a game. But talk about with all those youth games going on. Of course, we got the replay of this game that'll be on Verde Valley TV as well. Just a really exciting time right now for football. You got the playoffs in high school. You got the youth championships. A lot of good football being played here recently.
Well, the Vipers are going to get the ball first. Mingus is going to be kicking off left to right across your radio dial out here tonight. And welcome to playoff time. I've been waiting for this all week long, as Myers now fires it off and kicks it off deep and out to the Verrado Vipers. He picks it up at about the 8, across the 20, makes a move, makes a man miss, out to the right-hand side, and now it's a foot race out to the corner, across the 50 and out of bounds in Mingus Marauder territory is the return man for the Verrado Vipers. A great run back sets up his squad in Mingus Marauder territory.
Yeah, he made one man miss after he received that kickoff, made the guy miss, bounced to the right side, and he had his wall out along the right side of his kick team, excuse me. And once he hit that wall on the sideline, he was gone and bringing it out to about midfield for the Verrado Vipers offense to start this one.
So here come the Vipers, just inside Mingus Marauder territory at the 49-yard line. Lax, the quarterback, is in the shotgun. He takes it off, hands it off to number 1 across the right-hand side. He'll pick up good yardage and about 5 on the run for Jenkins.
Jenkins, yeah, we saw the graphic there earlier, talked about it. Jatai Jenkins, he comes in tonight the leading rusher for the Vipers with 624 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns.
No huddle offense. Here come the Vipers. 3 receivers to the left-hand side. Across the 45, Lax is back, looking to throw. Puts it up. He's got a man deep in. It falls right before him. Upham was on the coverage, and down the sideline goes their big weapon, number 22, Xavier James. But the ball was thrown in such a way that both the receiver and the defender had to keep turning back and forth trying to figure out where the ball was.
Yeah, ball a little off there, but yep, you're right. They're going for Jenkins right there. Excuse me, James. Xavier James, he's that speed on their outside. He's also very tall. Difficult matchup for some defenders.
Man in motion across the outside and then cut back in the middle. Mingus shuts it down quickly. Pete Kelly with the tackle.
Pete Kelly, that's familiar. Pete Kelly coming off the edge, making a tackle in the backfield there. He had the game-winning tackle last year that just sealed the victory against Prescott for the Marauders. Getting it done early here again.
All right, it's going to bring up 4th down and a long 5 from the Mingus Marauder 44-yard line. Xavier James coming back in the game, and it appears as though they could be going for it. He's got 3 receivers to the left-hand side, 1 man in the backfield. There's the snap. They're going to pitch it, and coming to the left-hand side, picking up yardage and the first down, shimmying all the way through, and he will go all the way. The Vipers are on the board as Jenkins takes it from 44 yards out on the, fake punt.
Yeah, he was just kind of lined up deep in the backfield. They pitched it out to him, and Jenkins was off to the races, made a couple guys miss, bounced it to the outside, and once he got about, I'd say, 20 yards downfield, there was nothing but green grass in the goal line, and he scores the first points of the game, 6-0 right now, the Verrado Vipers.
10:30 left to go in the first quarter, and the Vipers are going to turn around and kick the extra point, and it's blocked. Pete Kelly will come in and block it, and we'll see if that plays a major role here as this game moves along. We're going to take here it is as Kelly comes through, and just a clean dive across by Kelly. That's the second time he's been in the backfield and wreaking havoc already. We'll take a break. We'll return to Verrado High School after this.
America's most innovative off-road vehicles are all on sale during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. Get our biggest rebate ever on Razor XP 1000. Save $1,000 on remaining 2015s while they last. Get our lowest price ever on Ace 4x4. This all-new off-road experience is just $64.99 after rebate. Get the year's best deals during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Visit Cottonwood Motorsports at Route 260 and Western Drive.
Back here at Verrado High School, Verrado, the Vipers in a bunch formation, makes you wonder what they're going to do, and psych. They come up to the ball and run away from it and spread out to a normal. I wonder if anybody accidentally hits the ball when they do that.
I'm sure it happens. You slip, just tap the ball.
Now they kick it deep. Tristan Clark has a shot to return it. He's got an option for a reverse. He does it. He takes it up the middle, makes a man miss, runs into one of his blockers, and will get out to about the 15-yard line. Mingus will take over from there, deep in their own territory. They're going to have to drive the ball on this one.
Yeah, kick a little off to the right for Clark, and he comes back. The left side has a reverse option man there, but he doesn't give it, decides to take it himself, takes it out to about the 15-yard line. We talked about Pete Kelly coming up and blocking that extra point. I mean, remember against Flagstaff, just wreaking havoc off the edge there, untouched. He got a couple blocks in that game.
Here come the Marauders. Vincent, the center, Jordan Upham over center. He'll pitch it out to the near side. Got a blocker out in front. Here he comes around the corner, making a man miss, and still on his feet. Upham actually got the pitch and took it to the outside. It was Meyer over center, and just like that, Upham, they get him to the outside. Holy cow, where is number 10 on the field?
Hey, not a bad guy to have there on the outside. Traditionally your quarterback, but he's your leading rusher as well in Jordan Upham. They pitch it out to him. He gets the first down and more. So not a bad guy to pitch it to, not your traditional quarterback there.
20 yards, you got Myers over center once again. How about that? There's a pitch going to the outside. Upham gets past one, but then back to the line of scrimmage, and there comes the yellow flag, first one of the game.
They go to Meyer again for the second play in a row. Second play we see Meyer under center. They go to Upham twice in a row.
Well, they call it against Mingus, and that's going to drive the ball back. It's at the 35-yard line, 34-yard line at the moment. And it looks like they're going to take the hold against the Mingus Marauders. And it's going to bring up second and long. It appears as though the hold is probably a good solid 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that one hurts. You go back close to where you started this drive, about 5 yards more. But after that pickup by Upham on the first play, the second play, they get nabbed for a penalty, brings them back.
First and 21 now for the Mingus Marauders, and Mingus will run the ball up the middle. And it looks like Upham kept it himself and won't get anywhere. And that's going to be maybe a yard or two up the middle here for Mingus.
Yeah, that was a great job up front by the Verrado Vipers, just clogging any holes, any chance that a play had to go up the line. They just had really every little outlet for Upham stopped and clogged up and nowhere to go.
All right, so Jordan Upham back over center. He's got men to the right and left, and he'll keep it. There's the late pitch coming to the outside. Tristan Clark can't get away from the defense and is swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. And Verrado coming up big here, number 18, with the tackle out there for the Verrado Vipers. That is Titan Wijaja.
Yeah, that was a great job, and that's what you have to do right there. You just have to come upfield and really take away that pitch. You have to have a guy on the quarterback as well on the pitch man so that anything that the offense does is wrong, and that was a great job by the Vipers there, just stopping that play really had no shot to go from the beginning.
Mingus looking to go reverse the opposite direction, had a little bit of running room, but not quite enough. He'll get up to the 25 and pick up about 10 yards back, but that's going to bring up 4th down, and Mingus will have to punt from their own 24-yard line.
Yeah, that was Tristan Clark. He had a couple lead blocks. Accurso was one of them, just kind of breaking through that line. He actually fell through it, and just not enough there for Clark.
Meyer gets the ball up, a high spin, pushing his man back. He drops the ball, picks it up, going to the opposite side, trying to find some room. There's a block in the back. Mingus will contain him and take him down at about the 31-yard line, but I think that flag might back up Verrado about 15 yards from that spot.
Yeah, it looked like a block in the back right there where he was running the ball, and he threw the flag pretty quickly there. We'll see what the actual call is.
Kelly blocked the extra point, and now after a Trey Meyer, a tremendous punt once again. All right, the Mingus Marauders now trying to go on defense. Will get Verrado backed up, but Verrado scored quickly on their first offensive plays of the game. Their first drive, they quickly went to a 4th down situation and then a 44-yard breakaway and put 6 points up on the board for their first drive of the game. That one, of course, though, started at the 49-yard line of the Mingus Marauders. This one is going to start at the 15-yard line, maybe the 14-yard line, and here come the Verrado Vipers. Lax taking the snap and looking to go to the right-hand side, and he will get hit in and out of the grass. Throws the ball to the far side and throws it away. Is it caught? It is caught for a first down, about 14 yards on the pass attempt. Somehow he got out of the grasp of the Mingus Marauder defense.
Yeah, I don't know how he got away with that. I mean, I was just waiting for the ball to get out of his hand as he had Tyler Kelly chasing him in the backfield and grabbing onto his jersey, and Lax still just has that ball floating out there, but he completes the pass.
And Mingus says, well, we got a timeout on the field. No, we've got an encroachment lined up in the neutral zone, but it'll be a 5-yard penalty. So 1st and 5 now for Verrado with the ball at the 34-yard line.
Well, Jackie talked about the first drive for the Vipers started at the 49-yard line. They score. Great punt by Meyer to pin them back and just give them more field to work with here on the second offensive drive.
And now Jenkins will take the ball through the middle, right-hand side, off a tackle, and he'll pick up 6 and the first down. And the Vipers moving the ball once again.
Yeah, every time Jenkins gets the ball, he just tends to do something positive with it. He's averaging 8 yards a carry, 69 yards a game, but a big season by Jenkins.
Now, wait a second. Where they marked that ball, yeah, that should be real close. I saw the marker going backward, and now they're going to bring it forward. That might be close enough to measure. What do you think?
Yeah, you know what? They're getting down on a knee right now, the refs, and they're looking at it, but yeah, they're going to go ahead and bring the chains out, make sure they get this one right.
Well, that'll be an interesting scenario. Is it 2nd and short, or is it another first down? It is another first down for the Verrado Vipers. 2 in a row here now. Very quickly, 3 plays, 2 first downs. And Verrado with 55 rushing yards in the game so far. They've got spread formation. To the left, to the right. They got Jenkins in the backfield. Lax in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Looking for somewhere to go. He'll throw it up to the near side. Almost intercepted. They're trying to set the screen. And now the flag. I wonder if that is a illegal player downfield on the set screen.
It's going to go against Verrado. It looks like number 76 was down the field. I think they're going to call it.
Well, let's go ahead and figure out where they're going to take this. The ball sits currently at the 38-yard line, 39-yard line of the Verrado Vipers. Mingus 2 penalties in the game. So far, Verrado 1. Now 2. So that'll even up that category. Verrado leading on the scoreboard 6-0. The difference, a blocked extra point by Pete Kelly, as the Verrado Vipers unable to get that completed.
Real quick, Jackie, in the first quarter, Bradshaw Mountain 7, Arcadia 3.
Mingus will not take the penalty, bringing up 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Once again, Jenkins in the backfield, man in motion. There's the snap, they fake it, they throw it to the screen inside, and Mingus playing tight. They can't get the ball to James where they want to, and it'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they had the trips to the near side, and great job by the Marauders defense. They're just trying to go for a little quick pass there to one of the receivers, so you had 2 out there blocking for him. But you had Pfeiffer and Accurso who just blew through their blocks and really broke up that play.
Bunch formation near side now for the Vipers. 3 receivers on the near side. There's the snap. Quarterback's looking to throw. He's in trouble. He's hit. He's sacked. And Mingus will get him down at about the 30-yard line. Let's see who is in there for the Mingus Marauders. It is Tyler Kelly. And who else? Show me your number, young man. Oh, of course, his older brother.
Tyler and Pete Kelly, you see here just off the edge. Pete Kelly fighting, does the inside move to get within that the offensive tackle, and really just nowhere for Lax to go, as he's got Marauders on either side of him. Brings the ball down and just goes to the ground.
Now we're in a more traditional punt formation. Mingus comes after it. The punt is straight up and coming down. Get away from it. It takes a Mingus Marauder bounce, and then a Verrado bounce, and it'll come down to the Mingus Marauder.